In the hushed stillness of night, as the world sleeps and spirits awaken, the heart perceives a summons the mind cannot grasp. It's a peculiar moment, sitting in solitude, encompassed by every desire fulfilled, yet a gnawing void within consumes your very essence. The esteemed Al-Ghazali once said, "The heart is God's abode. If it is filled with anything but God, it becomes a desolate wildland teeming with monstrous desires." You possess the latest phone, a luxurious vehicle, a prestigious career. Your social media boasts thousands of followers and likes, and your images depict a flawless existence. But in the quietude, in those stark pre-sleep moments, you sense a void, a fundamental lack, something beyond monetary acquisition or the embrace of fame. Do you recognize this feeling? That silent ache you can't articulate, that perplexity prompting you to question, why do I feel empty when I seemingly have it all? It's your soul's silent plea, the very essence you've overlooked amidst life's relentless pace in the pursuit of material gains. It softly declares, "I am here. I exist. Do not let me starve." Al-Ghazali himself grappled with this profound emptiness. A revered scholar whose teachings captivated multitudes, respected by rulers and ministers, he nevertheless encountered the same void you now experience. His profound knowledge, he realized, had become mere words, his life a mere performance. What was his response? He relinquished everything, renown, wealth, and status. He embarked on a quest for his lost soul. And there, on that arduous journey, he unearthed the truth you desperately need today. At the outset of his journey, Al-Ghazali confronted a painful reality. We inundate our hearts with things they were never designed to contain. Envision your heart as a meticulously crafted vessel meant for pure water. Yet, for years, you've poured sand, pebbles, and mud into it, only to wonder why you remain perpetually thirsty. This is precisely what we inflict upon our souls daily. We satiate them with digital affirmations and fleeting trends. We quench their thirst with endless entertainment. Tease. We cram them with news, gossip, and ceaseless chatter. Then, we ponder why we feel so hollow. Al-Ghazali posited that the soul possesses two hungers, that of the stomach and that of the heart. The former is sated by sustenance, but the heart's hunger finds fulfillment solely in the remembrance of God. Yet, this is not a call to renunciation or isolation. Al-Ghazali advocated for a deeper understanding, discerning the distinction between the means and the ultimate end. A phone serves as a means, yet we've elevated it to an end. Money is a tool, but we've deified it. Career success is a pathway to a grander objective, but we've designated it as the entire meaning of our existence. Have you observed your state after hours of social media scrolling? A sensation akin to overindulging in candy, initially sweet, but ultimately leaving a bitter aftertaste. You feel replete, but it's a specious fullness. You feel connected, but it's a superficial bond. Your soul discerns the truth. It distinguishes between genuine nourishment and illusory consumption. Hence, its suffering. This pain is not punitive, it is merciful. It seeks to alert you, this is not true sustenance. Al-Ghazali discovered that the soul adheres to a unique dietary regimen. It requires specific spiritual nourishment. When deprived of its rightful sustenance, it withers, much like the body when sustained solely on sugars and fats. On an ordinary morning, you awaken, your gaze meeting the familiar ceiling you've seen countless times. Your hand instinctively reaches for your phone before a greeting escapes your lips to your own soul. Your day commences with a perusal of others' lives before you connect with your own. This marks the onset of an invisible daily struggle within you, a battle between your authentic self and the fabricated version you've crafted to appease the world. Al-Ghazali lamented that most individuals depart this life without ever truly living, for they existed for others rather than for themselves. As you gaze into the mirror each morning, you recognize the face, but do you truly know the essence behind it? Do you comprehend its deepest aspirations, its concealed anxieties, the melodies that stir its core, the words that mend its wounds? Or do you merely perceive the facade you present to the world, a persona that feigns cheer even as the heart weeps, that utters words of praise even as the spirit screams, that broadcasts joyous images even as it traverses an emotional desert? Al-Ghazali revealed a conflict raging within every human, a struggle between the authentic self and the counterfeit self. The authentic self is God's creation within you in all its pristine purity, simplicity, and grace. The counterfeit self is your construct, designed to garner approval and acceptance. Reflect on your inner child, that innocent being who danced unburdened in the rain, oblivious to onlookers' judgments, who fearlessly posed profound questions, who loved unconditionally and trusted without reservation. Where is that child now? You've imprisoned it in the depths of your soul, whispering that the world disdains innocence, that sincerity is misunderstood, that life demands masks and pretense. And so, it weeps in the darkness, its cries a pain you cannot decipher. Each dawn, you awaken, don your mask, and assume a role not genuinely chosen. You utter words you disbelieve, force smiles you don't feel, and pursue goals you don't truly desire, merely conforming to societal expectations. And by day's end, you return home weary, not from labor, but from the performance, from bearing a weighty disguise, from stifling the inner voice yearning to express something entirely different. Al-Ghazali proclaimed that the most profound exhaustion stems from the soul's weariness, and the deepest form of this weariness is living contrary to your convictions. Do you understand why you feel isolated even amidst hundreds of social media connections? Because these connections perceive only the mask, not your true self. They adore the character you portray, not the human you genuinely are. And when you attempt authenticity, revealing your true emotions, your profound thoughts, your unique dreams, you find people recoil. Consequently, you convince yourself that the solution lies in more pretense, more masks. Yet, Al-Ghazali offers a starkly different perspective. Fear not solitude with your truth. Rather, fear being surrounded by people while estranged from yourself. The true battle unfolds, not with the external world, but with the fear implanted within you of being your genuine self. The dread of rejection, of ostracism, of others discovering you are not the ideal you profess to be. But Al-Ghazali unveiled a secret. When you summon the courage to be authentic, genuine individuals will gravitate towards you like a magnet, and those who cherished only the mask will recede. This is not a loss, it is the most profound gain you can achieve in life. In a rare moment of introspection, as you sit in the night's stillness, you confront a question you've never dared utter. Who am I truly? Not defined by age, profession, or relationships, but who am I in my deepest core? This represents the pivotal turning point Al-Ghazali experienced, and one you too must embrace. It is the realization that everything you've constructed around you may be naught but a sandcastle, outwardly beautiful yet hollow within. Al-Ghazali recounted the night he sat with himself, confessing, "I instruct others on how to worship God, yet I know not how to truly worship Him. I elucidate divine love, yet my heart remains cold as stone. I speak of light, yet I dwell in darkness." This epiphany was agonizing yet essential, for true healing commences only upon acknowledging the ailment, and genuine awakening occurs only upon admitting our slumber. You grapple with the same predicament today. You speak of affection, yet your heart remains guarded. You broadcast joy, yet you suffer internally. You feign contentment, yet you burn with an unnamed yearning. However, there's a crucial distinction between destructive pain and healing pain. The anguish you currently experience, that emptiness, that bewilderment, that sense of loss, is a restorative pain. It is the agony of birth, the soul's struggle to emerge from the chrysalis of illusion into the vastness of truth. Al-Ghazali asserted, "If God wills good for a servant, He instills a restlessness in their heart that only union with Him can quell. This disquiet you feel is not a punishment, it is an invitation. It is not a sign of weakness, it is an affirmation that your soul remains vibrant, still breathing, still seeking its true abode. Allow me to impart a vital secret. The true turning point arrives not when all answers are found, but when you muster the courage to pose the right questions. Instead of asking, 'How can I acquire more?' begin with, 'What do I genuinely need?' Rather than, 'How can I achieve greater success?' Inquire, 'What does true success signify for me?' Instead of, 'How can I win people's affection?' Ask, 'How can I learn to love myself first?' These inquiries will stir something profound within you. They will unlock long sealed portals. They will awaken dormant facets of your soul, slumbering in the depths of your subconscious. Yet, be forewarned, this transformation will not be effortless. You will encounter formidable resistance not only from the external world but from within yourself. A part of you will attempt to persuade you to revert to slumber, to the familiar, albeit painful, existence. This part will argue, why complicate matters? Life is good as it is. You have a decent job, a lovely home, many friends. What more could you desire? But your soul will whisper, more softly yet more powerfully, I yearn to feel alive. I yearn to awaken each morning eager to be me. I yearn to love and be loved authentically. I yearn to live with purpose, not merely to traverse the days. Al-Ghazali states that this gentle voice is the voice of your innate nature, the voice of your true soul, untouched by the world's clamor. This voice knows the path home, but it requires your attentiveness, your trust, your unwavering pursuit, even if the road initially seems unfamiliar. The turning point manifests when you choose to trust this inner voice above the clamor of the external world, when you dare to forsake false security for vibrant truth, when you opt for solitude with your soul rather than being surrounded by people and estranged from yourself. Are you prepared for this metamorphosis? Are you willing to allow the fabricated version of yourself to perish so that your authentic self may be born? This is not literal death, but the most magnificent birth you will ever witness. Have you noticed how your body communicates even when your lips are sealed? How your shoulder muscles tighten with tension? How your heart races when you're disingenuous with yourself? How a knot forms in your stomach when you act contrary to your deepest convictions? Al-Ghazali discerned that the body and soul are not distinct entities. They converse in a single language, that of unvarnished truth. Your body senses your self-deception, even if your mind excels at rationalization and deceit. Al-Ghazali proclaimed, the body is a mirror of the soul. If the soul is troubled, the body is troubled. If the soul is serene, the body is serene. Recall the last time you experienced genuine peace, that profound tranquility pervading every cell of your being. Was it after a job promotion, a coveted purchase, or countless likes on a post? Unlikely. Right. More probably, it was in a moment of simple honesty, sharing heartfelt conversation with your mother, selflessly assisting someone, sitting alone amidst nature feeling connected to something vaster than yourself, or praying with sincerity rather than habit. This is the chasm between fleeting happiness and enduring tranquility. Happiness originates externally and fades, whereas serenity emanates from within and persists. Happiness demands external catalysts, while serenity is a state of being, not possession. Your body instinctively recognizes the distinction. In genuine serenity, every fiber of your being relaxes. You breathe deeply, effortlessly. Your heart beats with calm steadiness. Your blood flows through your veins like a placid river, not a raging torrent. But when you attempt to fill spiritual emptiness with material acquisitions or external achievements, your body rebels. It transmits warning signals, persistent headaches, insomnia, muscle tension, digestive issues, unexplainable fatigue. These are not ordinary ailments. They are messages from your distressed soul, conveyed through your physical form. They declare, you are living contrary to your true nature. You are feeding me unsuitable sustenance. You are compelling me to endure a life I do not desire. Al-Ghazali recounted a period of strange physical afflictions. His tongue refused to articulate when he sought to teach. His hands trembled when he tried to write. His heart fluttered before audiences. Initially, he attributed these to physical maladies, consulting physicians and trying treatments to no avail. Until he grasped the truth, his body refused to participate in the charade. It resisted aiding him in deceiving others into believing he practiced what he preached. This revelation was both a shock and a blessing. A shock, for it laid bare his profound detachment from himself. A blessing, for it revealed his body as an ally, not an adversary, striving to shield him from a counterfeit life that could devastate his soul. You are undergoing a similar experience. Your body communicates with you daily, yet you remain oblivious. The fatigue you feel after a day's unloved labor is not mere physical exhaustion, it's spiritual weariness manifesting physically. The anxiety before sleep, despite an outwardly successful day, is the soul's apprehension, aware you're straying from your true path. The ceaseless hunger, despite adequate sustenance, is spiritual yearning seeking your attention. Al-Ghazali instructs us to comprehend this body language, to heed its messages, to understand that every physical ailment may possess a spiritual root, and every illness may be an invitation to profound healing. This does not negate medical treatment, but emphasizes that true healing is holistic, encompassing both body and soul. It entails living in a manner that imbues every cell of our being with peace, not conflict. From this day forward, begin to listen to your body. When tension grips you, inquire, what is my body attempting to convey? When energy and vitality surge, observe your preceding thoughts or actions. You will discover your body to be an accurate compass, guiding you towards a more authentic existence. You will grasp that every instance of physical tranquility signifies alignment with your true self, and every moment of disturbance indicates deviation. This is the bodily wisdom Al-Ghazali refers to, an intelligence deeper than the intellect, directly connected to the soul, an intelligence that never deceives, for it knows no flattery or rationalization. Listen to it. Trust it. Let it guide you home. Imagine yourself as a tender plant. To flourish, you require fertile soil, pure water, sunlight, and fresh air. What if you were rooted in contaminated soil, watered with murky liquid, deprived of light and confined to a suffocating space? You would wither and perish regardless of your seed's inherent strength and beauty. This is precisely what is transpiring within your soul. Al-Ghazali stated, souls are like conscripted soldiers. They are influenced by their surroundings just as they influence them. If they are in a pure environment, they become pure. And if they are in a polluted environment, they become polluted. Observe your surroundings now. What is the environment your soul inhabits? I refer not to geographical location, but to the spiritual, emotional, and intellectual atmosphere you inhale daily. What voices do you consistently hear? Do they uplift your soul or demolish it? Do you listen to music that inspires your heart to dance, or to noise that frays your nerves? Do conversations elevate your spirit, or does incessant chatter drain your energy? What images do you encounter daily? Do you perceive beauty in nature, in art, in loving faces, or are your eyes saturated with chaos, boisterous advertisements, and the negativity of news and social media? What words do you hear and utter? Are they words that heal, construct, and motivate, or words that wound, dismantle, and dishearten? Do you engage in self-talk with tenderness and compassion, or with harshness and relentless criticism? Al-Ghazali discovered that the soul resembles a sponge. It absorbs everything in its vicinity. Immerse it in pure water, and it absorbs purity. Immerse it in foul water, and it absorbs impurity. It cannot selectively absorb. This is its intrinsic nature. Hence, Al-Ghazali meticulously chose his companions. This was not arrogance or isolation, but profound wisdom. He understood that one inevitably becomes like their associates. Consorting with perpetual complainers fosters more complaining. Engaging with dreamers and strivers cultivates optimism. Associating with those who cherish and remember God draws your heart to remembrance. However, in our contemporary era, companionship is more intricate. You interact not only with individuals face-to-face, but also with thousands via social media daily. Every day, the thoughts, emotions, and energies of countless individuals permeate your mind without your awareness. The influencers you follow, the friends in your feed, the pages you browse, all influence your soul's environment. Have you ever pondered your feelings after an hour of social media? Do you feel serenity and gratitude, or anxiety and comparison? Al-Ghazali teaches us to be acutely aware of what we introduce into our soul's environment, to judiciously select what we observe, listen to, read, and who we engage with. Not out of superiority, but to safeguard our soul's well-being, just as we safeguard our physical health. Imagine consuming healthy food for only 1 hour daily, then ingesting toxins for the remainder. Would the healthy food benefit you? Absolutely not. Similarly, if you nourish your soul with prayer and remembrance for merely 30 minutes, then spend the rest of the day in a soul-polluting environment, you will not experience genuine amelioration. A healthy spiritual environment also encompasses your physical living space. Is your home a sanctuary of tranquility or a source of stress? Does clutter reflect inner chaos, or does it foster mental clarity? Does beauty uplift your spirit, or does monotony dampen your resolve? Al-Ghazali found solace in gardens and natural settings, recognizing that nature reminds the soul of its pristine purity. Trees do not deceive, birds do not feign, water flows truthfully. This natural honesty helps the soul recall its inherent sincerity. In our modern world, we are largely deprived of this connection with nature. We spend extensive hours in concrete confines, breathing artificial air, viewing artificial light, hearing artificial sounds, only to wonder why we feel alienated and disconnected. Therefore, it is paramount to create a spiritual sanctuary for yourself, a protected space in your life, shielded from spiritual pollution. This could be a tranquil corner in your home, a nearby park you frequent, or even a few moments of morning silence before the day's demands begin. The essential truth is that your soul requires a healthy environment to flourish, just as your body requires one to remain robust, and you must act as a sentinel at the gates of this environment, permitting entry only to that which benefits and fortifies your soul. As you commence purifying your soul's environment, you will perceive a remarkable shift in your inner peace. Your soul will breathe more freely, your thoughts will clarify, and you will experience a deeper love for yourself and for life. This is not indulgence, it is a necessity in a spiritually tainted world. Preserving the purity of your inner environment has become a matter of survival, not merely enhancement. Deep within every human heart burns an unquenchable flame. It is not the fire of torment, but the fire of love, of yearning, of truth-seeking, the fire of innate nature longing to return to its origin. This flame is your most sacred possession, the Creator's imprint on your soul, proof that you are more than a body traversing the earth. You are a celestial soul temporarily housed in an earthly vessel. Al-Ghazali declared, "In the heart lies the fire of yearning for God, and this fire is not doused by the world's waters, rather, it intensifies its blaze." Do you sense this fire? That sweet perturbation that sometimes seizes you in moments of stillness, that unnamed longing whose object you cannot define, that beautiful ache that sometimes brings unbidden tears? It is the fire of divine love burning within you, ceaselessly reminding you of something greater, more beautiful, more magnificent than anything you perceive around you. It whispers in every moment, "You are not from here. Your true home lies elsewhere." But what do we do with this fire? Most individuals attempt to extinguish it. They fear it, for it disturbs them, making them uneasy with ordinary life. So, they drown it in the waters of distraction, yet this fire cannot be extinguished. The more you try to quell it with worldly diversions, the more fiercely it burns. The more you feed it counterfeit sustenance, the hungrier it becomes. The more you try to deny its existence, the louder it proclaims itself. Al-Ghazali learned a crucial lesson. Do not fight this fire, nourish it with the proper sustenance. It is a sacred fire, demanding sacred fuel. Its true fuel is remembrance, prayer, contemplation, service, genuine love, and the pursuit of meaning. When you feed this fire its rightful fuel, it transforms from a fire of anxiety into a fire of tranquility, from disturbance into clarity, from pain into healing. It is the same fire, but its mode of burning shifts based on what you feed it. Imagine the gas burner in your kitchen. Supplied with pure gas, it burns with a calm blue flame, providing ideal heat for cooking. But given contaminated gas, it burns with a turbulent yellow flame, emitting black smoke and uneven heat. Similarly, the fire of your heart, fed with genuine love, sincerity, beauty, and goodness, it will burn gently, imparting immense spiritual energy. But if nourished by hatred, envy, falsehood, and ugliness, it will burn destructively, filling your life with black smoke. Now, I ask you, what fuels your inner fire? What do you feed this sacred flame daily? Do you nourish it with gratitude or complaint? With love or fear? With hope or despair? With beauty or ugliness? With truth or illusion? Every thought, every word, every action influences the nature of this fire. When you remember God, it brightens. When you aid the needy, it warms. When you speak truth, it clarifies. When you love sincerely, it strengthens. But when you lie, it becomes agitated. When you envy, it becomes harmful. When you despair, it smolders. When you hate, it destroys. Al-Ghazali tells you that you are accountable for the quality of the fire burning within your heart. You are not a casualty of circumstances, past or others' actions. You are the one who, in every moment, chooses what to feed this fire. This is immense responsibility, yet also profound freedom. It means you can, at any instant, alter the energy radiating within you. You can choose to be a source of light or darkness, warmth or coldness, healing or harm. Understanding this reveals that the most profound worship you can perform is to preserve the purity of this inner fire, to feed it your best, to shield it from defilement, to let it burn in its utmost beauty. This is not self-interest, but service to the entire world, for every heart holding this flame will be touched by yours. When your fire burns with purity and love, it will ignite dormant flames in others. When you radiate light, you will illuminate the path for those lost in shadow. D. This is Al-Ghazali's grandest discovery. You are not merely human. You are a custodian of a sacred fire entrusted with divine light, responsible for kindling hope in a darkened world. So, choose wisely what you will feed your fire today. Choose to be a guiding light, not a dousing wind. Choose to be a warmth that thaws cold hearts, not ice that freezes tender emotions. Your fire is sacred. Honor it, nurture it, protect it, let it blaze in all its glory, for the world craves your light more than you can fathom. Now, after this extensive journey into the self's depths, we arrive at the most crucial juncture. The moment you decide whether to revert to your former life as if nothing transpired, or to take the initial step toward the life you genuinely deserve. Al-Ghazali asserted, knowledge without action is a fruitless tree, and action without knowledge is fruit without a tree. You now possess knowledge. You know an authentic version of yourself awaits emergence. You know your soul craves different sustenance, so your body communicates truthfully. You know your spiritual environment needs purification. You know your inner fire demands purer fuel. But knowledge alone is insufficient. The essence lies in application, in that first step, in the decision you make now. Envision yourself a year. Two paths diverge. Path 1, you revert to your prior life, same routines, same content, same companions, same pursuit of empty goals, same toxic nourishment for your soul. In a year, you'll find yourself in the same predicament, burdened by greater fatigue, frustration, and a pervasive sense of meaninglessness. Path 2, you resolve to embark on the journey back to your authentic self. You commence modestly, step by step, yet resolutely. You gradually purify your spiritual environment. You learn to nourish your soul with healthy sustenance. You heed your body's messages. You ignite your inner fire with sacred fuel, and in a year, you awaken as an entirely new being, radiating light, breathing peace, loving genuinely, living with profound purpose. Which path will you choose? Al-Ghazali assures you that path 2 is arduous, but singularly worthwhile. You will encounter resistance, both internal and external. Fear will attempt to persuade you to cling to the familiar. You may occasionally feel isolated as you shed habits and associations that impede your spiritual growth. But remember, the pain of growth is temporary. The pain of stagnation is enduring and escalating. Remember, every day you postpone this transformation is a day stolen from the true life awaiting you. Remember, your soul's patience is not infinite. Either you heed its call now, or you risk becoming entirely deaf to its voice. Allow me to offer practical steps to initiate your transformative journey today. Each morning, sit in a tranquil space for 10 minutes before engaging with your phone or the outside world. Be present with yourself and inquire, how are you today? What do you need from me? Then, listen for the response. Identify one element in your spiritual environment that drains your energy and eliminate it. This could be a social media account that fosters self-doubt, a perpetually negative friend, or a television program that fills your mind with trivia. Select one thing that nurtures your soul and integrate it into your daily routine. This might be a walk in nature, reading a spiritual text, listening to heartfelt music, or assisting someone in need. Engage in genuine prayer, not rote recitation. Pray from the heart, conversing with your Creator as you would with your closest confidant. Express gratitude, seek guidance, offer apologies, share your day, your dreams, your fears. Daily, record 3 things for which you are grateful in a small notebook. Observe how your perspective gradually shifts from focusing on perceived lacks to appreciating existing blessings. These are simple actions, yet they mark the genesis of your life's most profound transformation. Al-Ghazali reminds us that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but this step must be taken with sincere intent and unwavering resolve. You are not alone on this journey. Every great soul throughout history has traversed the same path. Every pure heart has chosen truth over illusion. Every individual who lived a meaningful life started precisely where you are now, with one courageous decision. In this very moment, your soul awaits your decision. It awaits your affirmation. Yes, I am ready. I am ready to embody the being you created me to be. I am ready to live the life you bestowed upon me. I am ready to ignite my light in this darkened world. Speak these words aloud. I choose to be authentic. I choose to nourish my soul with wholesome sustenance. I choose to ignite my inner fire. I choose to embark on the journey back to my true home, to my authentic self. If you utter these words with sincerity, know that God will unveil doors you never conceived existed. He will send signs and confirmations that you are on the right path. He will place individuals, opportunities, and experiences in your journey to foster your growth. Al-Ghazali concludes his message to you with these words: "Indeed, God will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. The inception lies with you. Divine aid awaits, and the outcome surpasses imagination. Begin now. Your soul has called for years. It is time to respond."